Hey third graders, welcome to Module 2, Lesson 19. Today we're going to decompose twice to subtract measurements, including 3-digit minuends with zeros in the ones and tens place. When we're decomposing, we are going to be using the word unbundling when we break down. You might also hear it as borrowing, and then of course it just means to break a number down into parts. Today we're going to be borrowing twice, so here's a few tips and tricks to help you. And you can use these in other ways that you do math, not just subtraction. First, if you have a piece of lined notebook paper, one trick if you have a problem lining up your numbers straight is that you can turn your lined paper on its side like this. Then you can use the columns to help you line up your numbers. So if I had 307, take away 196, I have my numbers all nice and lined up because I put them in the columns like that. Finally, the other trick I want to show you today is to leave a ton of room above your top number on the standard algorithm for subtracting. Today, we're going to be crossing out our numbers a couple times, and you're going to need a lot of space to keep yourself organized so that you don't squish all your numbers together. Let's get started. Our first problem today is that I have an apple that weighs 223 grams and an orange that weighs 194 grams. How much heavier is my apple than my orange? I represented this with tape diagrams, and the dotted part right here represents the amount that's different between the two pieces of fruit. So my standard algorithm would be 223 grams minus 194 grams. And I'm putting my units here so that I remember to put them at the end. Also, I've left a lot of room up here to borrow, like what we talked about before. And the next thing that I want you guys to start doing is when you notice that the change is subtraction, that we're counting backwards, taking away, giving away, however you think about it, that you can predict before you solve your problem how many times you're going to borrow. So here I noticed that my 4 is bigger than my 3. So when my 4 destroys my 3, it's going to need to borrow from the tens place. I noticed that my 9 is bigger than my 2. So when my 9 comes from below to take away 9 tens from the 2 tens, it's also going to need to borrow because that's bigger. And then finally in my hundreds place, 1 take away 2, I will be able to do that, so I won't need to borrow, thank goodness, because I have no thousands over here. So on your notes, I'd like you guys to write this down, press pause, and then press play when you have your place value chart and your standard algorithm written. All right, now that you have it written, let's go ahead and solve. So 223, take away 194. We're always going to start in our ones place. So 4 ones take away 3 ones. So I only have 3 ones here. So I need to unbundle by borrowing from the tens place. So go ahead and do this with me. Cross out one of your tens, and then we're going to unbundle it into 10 ones. If I ever go too fast for you, which most likely I am, it's your responsibility as a learner to pause and then rewind when you need to. So if I go too fast, I say something too fast and you need to hear it again, that's why you have this video. That's the beauty of these, is that you can always rewind. And that's a great learning skill. Just like if you reread in a book, if you don't understand, you can re-watch in a video if you don't understand. So now I have only 1 10 left. So go ahead and cross out your 2 tens here and put 1 10. So we only have 1 10 left. Now with our ones, we don't just have 3 ones, we have 3 plus 10 ones, which is 13 ones. Now I can finally destroy. So 13 ones take away 4 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4. How much are we left with? I see 3, 6, 9. So we have 9 ones left. Now let's look at our tens place. I have 1 10, but from below I need to destroy 9. So I'm going to unbundle from my 100. So we have to borrow again today. Go ahead and do this with me. And go ahead and adjust and unbundle. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. All right, so now let's represent that on our standard algorithm together. We took away 100 from the 200, so now we only have 100 left. We don't have 110 left anymore, we have 11 tens. So we're gonna turn this into an 11. Some of you might have just simply written the 1 next to the 1 to have 11, and that works too. So 11 tens take away 9 tens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have 2 tens left. Now finally I have 100. Take away 100. So we get to obliterate the hundreds. We have no more hundreds. Good job, you guys. So my apple weighs 29 grams more than my orange. All right, our next problem, we're gonna have a 0 in the tens place. So when that happens, you have to be careful when you unbundle. Go ahead and write this down, solve it with your place value chart and with your standard algorithm, and then press play when you're done. All right, here's what you guys should have done to solve it. We have 703 centimeters, take away 37 centimeters. So we are going to be subtracting that much or taking it away. Remember that 703 is what actually exists in the world, and the 37 is what we're taking away. So we're not adding any more to our place value chart, we're taking them off. So looking at our ones, we have 3 ones take away 7 ones. Oh my gosh, we can't do it. So we're gonna unbundle one of our tens. There's no tens. Okay, what are we gonna do, you guys? Hopefully you all figured it out that we're gonna unbundle 100 and we're gonna turn it into tens. So if you didn't do this, if you got stuck there and you were panicking, go ahead and do this right now, and then you're gonna be like, oh yeah, that makes sense, cool. So we're gonna take one of our hundreds and unbundle it and turn it into 10 tens. Do that right now if you haven't already. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Okay, so I have 10 tens. Now I can take one of my tens here and then I can unbundle it over here. So to represent what we've done so far, we have 700s, taking one away, we now have 6. Then we had 0 tens, now we have 10 tens. Then we had 10 tens, and now we're gonna take one of those away. And so now we're only gonna have 9 tens, and then we're gonna unbundle those into 10 ones. Kind of nice that you can just keep going next door, next door, next door until you finally find a place value spot that has something for you to unbundle, and then you just kind of keep bringing it down the line. So now we have 13 ones. Look at all of this work that we had to put above. So see how I wanted you to leave a lot of room above that number. So 13 ones take away 7 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, so now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 left. We have 9 tens, take away 3 tens. So we're gonna do 1, 2, 3. And so we have 6 left. Then we have 600s, take away no hundreds. Remember, you can always put that 0 there to fill the space if it leaves you uncomfortable leaving it empty. 6 take away 0 is 6, so our number is 666 centimeters. Ooh, that's a good number for Halloween coming up. All right, let's see if you guys can do another one. All right, you know the drill. Write this down, try it. If you get stuck, press play, or finish it and then press play when you are completely done with both. Okay, here's what you guys should have done. I noticed that I have 0 10s and 0 1s here for my 700, but I noticed before I start that I'm gonna have to borrow here and I'm gonna have to borrow here. So I'm gonna have to do a lot of unbundling. So we're gonna take one of my hundreds away and we're gonna move them over to the 10s, and then we're gonna take one of those 10s and move it over to the 1s. All right, we got our work cut out for us. So 10 10s, now we've got 600s left. We have 10 10s. Now we're gonna take one of those 10s and we're gonna unbundle it and bring it to the 1s. So now we only have 9 10s left. And then when we're done, we'll have 10 1s in the 1s place. How did you guys do with that? Did you figure it out? If you didn't, think about what didn't make sense to you about that and see if it makes sense to you now. If it doesn't, it's your job to ask your teacher tomorrow to help you more with that. Or if there's somebody at home that can help you with your homework now, you can have them help you with that. All right, so 10 1s, take away 6 1s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, and then we have 4 left over. When I go to my 10s place, we had 9 10s, take away 5 10s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 4 10s left. And then we have 600s, take away 300s. 1, 2, 3. So we have 300s left. So 344 milliliters. Here's your final problem. If you've been taking really good notes on the last problems that we've done, look back at a similar one to help you with this. Our final problem today is 400, take away 237. Let's add a unit to that. Let's make it grams. So your answer should be in grams. Please make sure to write final problem on the top of your page when you flip it over so that when we collect your papers tomorrow, we can check those really quick. All right, thanks you guys. Destroy, destroy. Don't destroy, you're gonna get in trouble. All right, see you guys tomorrow, bye.